Hey and welcome to the Daily Man United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Erik Tanhaag praises Marcus Rashford after Manchester derby win. Manchester United manager Erik Tanhaag was full of praise for Marcus Rashford following the club's stunning 2-1 comeback win over Manchester City in the Premier League on Saturday. United were the better side in the first half of the Manchester derby, but Rashford failed to capitalize on two scoring chances. City eventually took the lead through Jack Grealish, but United responded brilliantly in the end. Bruno Fernandes bagged the equalizer in the 78th minute of the derby. At 1-1, the momentum was clearly on United's side. Rashford turned it up with the winner 4 minutes later from a lovely Alejandro Garnacho assist. The 25-year-old star has now scored for 9 straight games at home. This has equaled the club's 64-year record. Denis Violet scored in 9 successive home matches back in 1959. Rashford will have the opportunity to create his own history in United's next home league against Reading. Speaking after the stunning derby win, Tanhaag was delighted for Rashford and said that he is unstoppable on his day. He added that the team got rewarded as he carried on playing with a minor knock. He said, "I don't think I said he had to learn to deal with it, but he has. He knows how to deal. He knows that in top football you have to suffer, sacrifice, and have painful moments. Especially a player like him, he is unstoppable. Opponents will go tough against him to stop him, but you have to deal with it. And I think he is capable of it. He keeps investing, he keeps going, he keeps focusing for his chances, and in the end he got a reward and the team got his reward." Rashford has been in the form of his life this term. He has scored in 7 straight games after the World Cup and has put the club in a strong position to qualify for the Champions League. The £49 million rated star has been a catalyst behind the tremendous resurgence in recent months, and Tanhaag will be hoping that he can keep the run going for the rest of the season. If that happens, United could have a genuine chance of winning the Premier League title, which seemed a distant dream after back-to-back losses at the beginning of the top-flight campaign. Bruno Fernandes boasts about Manchester United's progress after derby win. Bruno Fernandes has perfectly summed up the progression Manchester United have made under Erik Tanhaag. The Red Devils defeated Manchester City to register a dramatic derby victory yesterday. After going behind on the hour mark, Fernandez and Marcus Rashford scored goals which led to the Old Trafford crowd erupting in ecstasy at the full-time whistle. Fernandez told BT Sport via The Athletic, "For us, it doesn't matter the opponent, the most important thing is winning, and we did it. Amazing comeback and a great effort from the team. I said before to the team, we look like a team now. Some time ago, you could see sometimes we were a team, sometimes each one of us was looking a bit for ourselves. Now, you see a proper team that works hard for each other, and you see that it pays off." Fernandez's assessment is not of the target. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the Red Devils relied on a moment of magic to score goals. They allowed opponents to dominate possession and played on the counter-attack. That is no longer the case under Tanhaag. The Dutchman wants his team to play entertaining and possession-based football. He does not only care about the points, but also about the way his team plays on the pitch. Man City are generally not a team which ends up losing after leading. This is for the first time in almost 2 years they have lost after going ahead, which shows the spirit in United's squad. Apart from their early defeat against Brighton and Hove Albion, they haven't lost at Old Trafford in the Premier League. The Red Devils next travel to Selhurst Park to face Crystal Palace. World-class Casemiro produces an impeccable performance as Man United win derby. Star midfielder Casemiro produced another outstanding performance as Manchester United lodged a comeback victory against Manchester City. The early kick-off at Old Trafford saw United take on their cross-city rivals in Erik Tanhaag's biggest test of the season. The reigning champions were eager to put their disappointing Carabao Cup defeat at Southampton behind them and emerge victorious. Meanwhile, United looked to record a 9th win on the trot. Despite Fernandez and Rashford stealing all the headlines, Casemiro also deserves plaudits for his performance. The central midfielder was instrumental in thwarting all of City's attacks and made some crunching tackles in United's penalty box. The Brazilian international put in a crunching tackle on Erling Haaland in the dying moments of the game to deny City an equalizer. Throughout the game, Casemiro played a decisive role in transitioning the ball from defense to attack and even assisted Fernandez's goal. Despite Casemiro's attacking prowess, it was clear that Tanhaag allotted a more defensive role to the midfielder. The former Real Madrid star had 46 touches in the game with a 65% passing accuracy. He also made 4 clearances, had 1 blocked shot, put in 1 tackle and was dribbled past only 3 times. The Brazilian star has been an asset to Tanhaag's system since arriving at Old Trafford and is a key figure in the team's resurgence. Although he was taken off in the 89th minute, Casemiro left his mark on the game in a historic victory for Erik Tanhaag and his men. Erik Tanhaag says there was one tactical choice which did not work in Manchester derby. Erik Tanhaag got nearly every call right for Manchester United in the derby win over Manchester City. We say nearly every call because by Tanhaag's own admission, not every choice he made turned out to be the right one. Speaking to club media, Tanhaag explained that after substituting Antony on for injured Anthony Martial as a direct replacement, it did not really work out. The manager made another tactical shift after United went 1-0 down, turning the game around to win 2-1. The manager explained, "We had to sub Martial and then we played with Antony as the striker. It didn't work as he is better on the right side, obviously. In the first half, Bruno was brilliant on the right, on the left, in and out of possession. In the striker position, I wanted to change it just before the goal came and to bring Anthony dos Santos over to the right." Tanhaag was shrewd enough to see that the experiment had not worked and was able to correct it, with United winning the game. Martial's injury was a real nightmare for United after Wout Weghorst was not registered in time for the derby. The Dutchman should be available against Crystal Palace in midweek, which minimizes any disruption caused if Martial has to miss a game or two. It does not sound as like Tanhaag will be keen to try Antony up front again. It's not in the winger's skill set. He is better when able to track back and help the team, giving the side more shape and width. Marcus Rashford praises Manchester United substitute Alejandro Garnacho after Manchester City comeback. Manchester United star Marcus Rashford has praised Alejandro Garnacho for the impact he had off the bench in the comeback win against Manchester City. The Red Devils welcomed the Sky Blues to the Theatre of Dreams on Saturday in the Premier League. The Argentine youngster assisted the English international for the goal that gave the Old Trafford side the win. Speaking after the 2-1 victory to beat the Sport, Rashford has expressed delight over Garnacho's attitude to be a game changer as a substitute. The 25-year-old is excited about getting the 3 points over our beaten rivals. He said, "We have got players like Garnacho who are young, hungry and ready to come on and makes a difference. Anything is possible. We are very pleased to come back, get the 3 points, and now it's about moving on to the next game." The Argentine has now built up a reputation of being an impact substitute in the current campaign. "We have shown hunger and desire in recent weeks. Hopefully, all of our players, even those out of favor, can keep up the spirits with United now seemingly in a title race." Bologna interested in landing Facundo Pellistri on loan with a right to buy in the summer. The derby saw the Dutchman turn to Alejandro Garnacho for inspiration, while the other two wingers, Anthony Elanga and Facundo Pellistri, remained unused. Elanga is already the subject of fervent interest from Everton, while Palastri is attracting a lot of loan interest from England, Spain and even Brazil. Interestingly, in the case of the Uruguayan, there are offers which indicate he might be permanently offloaded in the summer. Tanhaag has indicated he sees a future for the right winger and is not keen on losing him on a permanent basis. As per report from Corriere dello Sport, Serie A Bologna are also in the race for the Uruguay international and would be ready to take over with the formula of the loan with the right of redemption. The report also mentions that club technical director Giovanni Sartori and general manager Marco Di Vaio have already spoken to both Palastri's agent and Manchester United's chiefs. Apart from his World Cup heroics and his memorable debut cameo for United, the fact that he possesses a no-European passport is attractive for Bologna. Man United closely watching Real Betis winger Luiz Henrique. Manchester United are closely monitoring Real Betis winger Luiz Henrique with a view to a future approach. The Red Devils recently bolstered their front line with the loan signing of Wout Weghorst from Burnley, and manager Erik Tanhaag has not ruled out more arrivals. According to ABC Sevilla, United are now keeping tabs on Henrique. The club watched him in action during Betis' Spanish Super Cup semi-final against Barcelona. Betis lost the encounter on penalties, but Henrique made a big impression with 2 assists. The La Liga outfit currently have no plans of losing the Brazilian forward, but it's suggested that they could be open to parting ways with him in the long term. The 22-year-old joined Betis from Fluminense last summer. He has had a good debut season with 3 goals and 5 assists from 22 appearances in all competitions. The Brazilian is capable of playing anywhere in the attack, but has largely featured as a right winger. Aside from his goal involvements, Henrique has excelled with his dribbling and defensive duties. He has completed nearly 2 take-ons per league game this term. Defensively, he has won a stunning 6 duels per game alongside 2 tackles. His all-round attributes should impress Tanhaag. Henrique is currently valued at €15 million by transfer market, but Betis could hold out for much more, considering he has another 6 years remaining in his contract. It remains to be seen whether United go for him this summer. The club obviously need more high-profile signings, but Henrique's potential could tempt them into a bid. Man United keeping tabs on several young Dutch stars, including Ajax defender Jurrien Timber. Manchester United manager Erik Tanhaag has told the club's European scouts to monitor over a dozen young Dutch stars, including Ajax, Jurrien Timber, The Sun report. The Red Devils have made superb progress under Tanhaag's guidance this campaign, and they are currently in a good position to qualify for next season's Champions League. The club should also fancy their chances of competing for the title on the back of 5 straight league wins. They are presently 6 points behind current leaders Arsenal. It's now reported that Tanhaag wants to reduce the age of the squad over the next 18 months and has asked the scouting team to keep tabs on young stars in his native Netherlands, including Timber. United were unsuccessful in signing Timber from Ajax last summer, as the versatile defender was wary of leaving the Amsterdam outfit ahead of the World Cup in Qatar. The 21-year-old ended up signing a contract extension with Ajax, but reports claim that Tanhaag is still keen on a reunion with his former player. United are tracking him. Aside from Timber, the club are also keeping tabs on Ajax right-back Devin Ranch and central midfielder Kenneth Taylor with a view to future approach. The club are also monitoring Swedish winger Jesper Karlsson playing for Alkmaar. PSV midfielder Joey Veerman has also been looked at by United scouts. Tanhaag is now said to be determined to bring Timber to Old Trafford, and we won't be surprised if United make a serious approach for his services at the end of the season. Timber is currently valued at €45 million by transfer market, but knowing Ajax's tough negotiations skills, the Red Devils may have to pay around €60 to €70 million to prize him away. In our view, the hierarchy must back Tanhaag to land his preferred targets. Timber, who can play at right back or in central defense, should be open to leaving Ajax this time. The fear of missing out on the World Cup squad was a prime reason behind his stance last summer. The youngster started in 4 of the 5 games for Netherlands and Qatar. I will be uploading daily Man United news show, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.